Hi, I'm Father Dr. Doug of the Father Dr. Doug Astronomer Priest YouTube channel. And this is episode 1 of my little mini-series called Climbing the Learning Curve, as I try to learn how to make YouTube videos. This one's entitled Crackly Audio. Here's the setup. I'm following the instructions of Gabriel VIP, and let me stress once more that he has been absolutely of great assistance to me and of great help and guide. And following all his suggestions, I got my equipment, plugged it all together, and started recording audio in DaVinci Resolve. Only problem is the audio came out lousy. So here's the setup. We have an Audio-Technica AT875R dynamic microphone shotgun, and it's feeding into an Elgato Wave XLR2 sound processor. That in turn is feeding into my Dell Latitude 7640, which is running Windows 11 Pro and DaVinci Resolve version 20. I set it all up, and following Gabriel's instructions, was able to, with a little fiddling, get the little meters in the DaVinci Resolve to start dancing whenever I talked. So, filled with excitement, I began by doing a test recording. And this is what I recorded. Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. But then the price of meat went up one day, which really didn't please her. Now she's having leg of lamb, the rest is in the freezer. With great excitement, I muted the microphone, turned the speakers on, rewound back to the beginning of the recording, and this is what I heard. Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. But then the price of meat went up one day, which really didn't please her. Now she's having leg of lamb, the rest is in the freezer. At first, I was excited. It sounded fairly good, but very quickly it began to deteriorate, and soon by the end of the recording, it had all this crackling and distortion going on. I was disappointed, but not surprised. I know that audio can be a bit of a finicky thing, and so I spent hours playing with the setup, checking my laptop, making sure it was plugged in, it was using wall power, not running off the battery. I shut down every program and background process that I could, and still I couldn't get decent audio. For 10 hours, I worked on this problem. I was checking sample rates. I was checking buffer sizes. I was Google searching crackly audio, and nothing that I tried seemed to help. You can see the signal is dropping out. It's disappearing. It's not that there's spikes of noise popping into the audio. It's the audio disappears for a couple of milliseconds. That's what's causing the popping and the crackling. Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. But then the price of meat went up one day, which really didn't please her. Now she's having leg of lamb. The rest is in the freezer. I disconnected DaVinci Resolve and tried using Audacity to do the recording. And guess what? Worked just fine. So what's the problem with DaVinci Resolve and my computer and my setup? Next, I moved all the hardware, the Elgato sound processor and the microphone, hooked it up to my desktop, which is a much more powerful machine. We're running DaVinci Resolve version 20 and tried recording. It came out perfect. So there's something going wrong with my laptop, and I couldn't figure out what was happening. Now I'm looking into things like the drivers for the Realtek audio stuff that runs inside the laptop. And of course, all the instructions I was getting said, make sure you have the newest up-to-date drivers. Well, duh, I kind of already tried that a million different times. But in one of the YouTube searches, there was a second item underneath checking to make sure you had the latest drivers. And that item said, make sure your power management is set to performance, not to economy or balance or anything else. Well, I was deep into this like 3 days later, and I was already working up plan B for how I was going to work around this problem. So without much hope, I went and looked at my power management on the laptop, and behold, there it was. It was a simple little problem in the power management system. That's what gave me the idea to try making these little videos to tell the story of these simple little problems, these little details that can trip you up. So if you're having trouble with audio on your computer, and especially if you're using a laptop, check your power management, make sure you've set it to performance. May very well save you hours of trouble. Till we meet again, in everything that you do, Godspeed. Oh yeah, one more thing. I forgot to tell you, please hit the like button and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I told you I was new at this whole YouTube thing, I almost forgot. But hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.